This is the task cards template at SharePoint Of course, all of us are familiar with task lists. We all have tasks that we have to do every day, and we want to stay organized so that we can prioritize and know what's been done and what needs to be done, that type of thing. And of course, SharePoint is a good place to have task lists. This template allows you to have a nicely formatted task card with key data about each task. In order to use this template, you need a list with specific fields. And those fields are listed on the template screen. If you look towards the bottom left, there is a list of the fields that are needed. You have two options. You can either create the fields listed as described, or alternatively, you can download the task cards template and add that to your SharePoint environment if you want an alternative method to set this up. So do be sure that you begin by creating your task list with these fields. So in my case, I have my task field, and then we have assigned to, that's a people field. Status is a choice field, and I'm using options for status as shown here. You can see those listings by default. You can make changes to that if you wish. If you do make changes, you need to reset these series options so that you can apply your own settings. Then of course we've got a due date for each task. Priority can be either 1, 2, or 3. 1 would be high, 2 medium, 3 low. We have a multi-line text field that should just use text, not rich text. That is the description field. And then of course every SharePoint list has the created field, and these all need to be shown in your view. Once you have these columns set up, you are ready to take advantage of this template. You can check out the theme options first. There's some slight differences in terms of look and feel, just to show you some different options. You can use options that are different than this in terms of the borders, background colors, things like that. And then you can control the width of the card, and then also you can control how many cards per row. By default that's 2, and I would recommend you start with that. Another key consideration is the inline edit option. This is choosing whether you want users to be able to update the content in the card directly from the list view. In most cases, that would be more convenient. So I recommend that you try leaving that on, and then users can just update those cards directly without having to go into the form. Okay, so let's take a look at this template. So I'm sticking with the default options here. I'm just going to click Copy Template and then follow the directions on the pop-up window and click OK. And then I can come over to SharePoint. This is a view formatting template, so I need to select the view selector up in the upper right, and then format current view, and then advanced mode. And you can replace that code, paste in the code from your clipboard from SharePoint dashboards, and save. And there are my cards. Now these are ones that I created a long time ago. Oops, I need to make an update for age, but normally what that'll show is the number of days in terms of when the task was set up. When you use this template, you will have the newest version of that. Okay, so once you have that all set, you can replace. Let me try something real quick. Just doing a refresh on that. And let me try one more time. There it goes. Okay, I just had made a code update, need to refresh those. Okay, so when you click into these fields, you can switch the name in here, and this is what I meant by the inline edit mode. So rather than having to go to the form, you can do that. Whoops, I made a mistake on that. Let me try that again. SharePoint dashboards, okay. All right, there's that update. Age, you're not going to be able to change because that's based on when the record was created. Due date, of course, you can change. This one is going to have a different color highlighting depending on which day. So the current day, it's going to be yellow. If you're past due on the task, it's pink. Or if it's in the future, then it's green. So the color coding is helpful. Same thing with priority. The color changes depending on what the priority is. And then we have different icons and colors for status. So here's my different status options. There's on hold, complete. We go to a nice dark green. In progress, that's orange. So this color coding helps you to differentiate between the tasks. And then we have the long description here. Now you can click on the title, and that's just for the short description, but then down here you have the detailed description in the task card, and you can put whatever you want and update that anytime. Just click outside of the field and you'll see that that updates. And then these buttons at the bottom can allow me to, of course, delete, edit, review the record. This is more beneficial in the case where you didn't want to use the inline edit. So that just pulls up the regular list form that SharePoint provides on the side. And then what you could also do is set up some different views, filter views. I know on task list, typically once it's complete, I want to have it just fall off the view. I don't want to see it anymore. So you might set up a filtered view to show items on the list where the status is not equal to complete or canceled. So that's another suggestion for you. So those just stack up going down the page. So that's pretty much all there is to it. This is just a nice, user-friendly, easy format that you can use to do a task list for your users in SharePoint. And of course, you could reuse this, multiple lists. You could do filtered views so everybody could just see their own list based on the assigned to column. So lots of different options for that. This template is a pro template. It's part of the subscription package. If you are new to SharePoint dashboards, you can sign up and access any of 20 free templates. And then if you go on to get the subscription, that does include all of the templates at SharePoint dashboards, of which there are more than 100. So I hope you found that useful, and I hope you're able to try this out and begin using this task card system for your users in SharePoint. Good luck.